Greetings. I come to you all this evening with a very interesting video. If you remember, in my last video, I spoke to you about how, if you are curious what may be inside these glowing orbs that we are seeing, that I had found footage. Well, in tonight's video, I'm going to show that footage, so let's get right to it. What you are looking at here are close-up and very enhanced images from a documentary that was recently released by George Knapp. Though his team was not the ones who enhanced these images, a viewer did, and you will hear from him shortly. These are close-ups of orbs that were captured descending into the ocean in George Knapp's film that covered UFOs in the sea. When looking at these images, it looks to me that there may be some sort of a living being inside these orbs. At one point, I swear, I could make out what looked to be an alien's face. Perhaps, just perhaps, alien beings may actually be traveling inside these orbs. These orbs appear to showcase an outer plasma, or some sort of energy that may be protecting whatever is inside of it. Furthermore, perhaps the outer part of the orb somehow allows that whatever it is that's inside of it move in the ways that they are seen doing. When we see these objects move the way that they do, how they will zigzag in the sky, and we think to ourselves that if it were us inside of that orb, and that it was moving in the ways that they are seen doing so, that our bodies would be turned to mush. Perhaps the outer part of the orb allows any kind of biologic that may be inside of it to move in these ways without having any kind of harm come to it. So, what comes to your mind when looking at these images? Pretty amazing nonetheless, though, don't you think? And while you're observing these, I wanted to apologize to all of you for my last video, when my personal dramas had found their way onto my content. I'll do my best to not mix my personal life with my normal, everyday type of content that you all are used to seeing here. But I am only human, and it has been rough. We are now about at the part where you will hear from the gentleman himself who enhanced these images.
And it came out unbelievable. When I was looking at the orb, and I was doing the frame by frame and getting some really good shots, I looked at it moves down to the water, as you can see, and it gets lower and lower, and then it looks like it touches or goes into the water. Fair enough. Then I looked closer at the water, and I realised it wasn't moonlight, and it wasn't the light from the orb. It's light in the water. It's just like, oh my God, what the hell is this? As it goes down, gets lower, a light appears. Another one, more and more and more. There's a couple of dozen of these lights, all under the water, moving around. They come together. This is insane. You can see, you'll be able to see it. I'm not going to show you all the stuff. I want Jimmy to show you it first, and then I'll post the extended videos after he's done his podcast. They join together, and three of them come out of the water and join this other light. It's crazy. I didn't know it at first. I didn't see it was there at all. It's just I thought it was ripples and stuff until I went right in and did some deep recovery on it. Also, you can see the mass it's attached to. This, if you remember on the Houston Light ones, there was like a brown form behind some of the lights. You can see it on this. You can see where the lights, holes, apertures. You can see them coming out of this thing. And then they all disappear again. It's pretty crazy stuff.
So, did you enjoy the video? If so, would you kindly hit that like button? And if you enjoy this type of content, consider both following me on TikTok and subscribing to my YouTube channel. But that is all for now. I love you all. This is Michael Leonard signing off.